What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Zero Lab. A reminder that we are running a giveaway for a Prismatic Evolutions ETB if we hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of February. So hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and comment down below to help us grow the channel. But today we have a really cool Pokemon TCG Pocket deck. It is using the new Dialga EX from Space Time Smackdown that has the amazing Metallic Turbo attack for 2 metal energy, does 30 damage, and you take 2 metal energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your benched Pokemon. It does not specify the type of the benched Pokemon, so we can attach this to more than just metal Pokemon. And today we are going to be attaching them to Wigglytuff EX that has the Sleepy Song attack for 3 colorless energy, does 80 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Combine that 80 damage with the damage from the Metallic Turbo and the heavy impacts from the Dialga EX, as well as playing some Rocky Helmets in the list, and we can get some pretty great KOs while disrupting our opponent with that sleep status condition as well. So we're playing 2 Dialgas, 2 Jigglypuff, 2 Wigglytuff, 2 potions just to heal a little bit, 2 X speeds, 2 Pokeballs, 1 Pokemon communication, a giant cape in here to make us a little bit more tanky, 2 Rocky Helmets to do some damage back to our opponents when they attack into us, 2 Research, and 2 Cyrus. Obviously, we're kind of 2/3/4 shotting a lot of Pokemon, and so having the Cyrus in here to kind of gust up those Pokemon that we've already damaged is a great way to close out some games. So we're going to hop into some games with this Dialga Wigglytuff deck and see how we can do. But I think this deck is really, really fun. Wigglytuff EX is one of my favorite EXs in the game. Has been since launch. Oop. Let's see here. Yeah, Wigglytuff EX is one of my favorite EXs in the game, and I think the sleep status condition, obviously your opponent can flip heads and get out of it, but the Wigglytuff is tanky enough, and the 80 damage is pretty good as well, especially combined with the additional damage we're doing with Rocky Helmets and the Dialgas. So I do think it's pretty good. Unfortunately, we're going first here, but we do have a pretty good opening hand. We do just want to go second to get that attachment down. Now we're not really attacking with Metallic Turbo until turn 3, and we are going up against the Dark deck. These can get going pretty fast. But we're going to bench our Jigglypuff here. We'll research. We will probably bench that Dialga, but I was going to hold off on it until we were sure we had the Wigglytuff, because if we had a Pokemon communicating away that Dialga EX could help us find that Wigglytuff. But we found the Wigglytuff off the research. Now it's just a matter of powering up this first Dialga and then using that Dialga to power up our Wigglytuff EX. Rocky Helmet on the Dialga is nice. Start sending up damage on whatever they're attacking into us with, most likely Weavile on the following turn. See what the coin flip does here for our opponent. 1 heads, so they're going to do 20 to our Dialga, and we're going to do 20 right back to him. Do get the giant cape. So I'm thinking about holding the Wigglytuff EX in hand. The reason being, a lot of decks are not playing red cards or Mars. But if they play a Sabrina, it could be annoying for us to get out of it back into the Dialga we've been powering up. So I actually think that we're going to hold this hand. It's very, very unlikely it gets shuffled back into the deck by the effect of a red card or something. Yeah, and that is the exact reason we held there. Now if we can get into like an X speed, for example, where we have an easy way out of this Jigglypuff. If not, we can try to stall with Sing. That's an option. But we'll see what happens here. Pokeball gets us another So I think what we will do here is, I think we attempt the Sing and just see if that sticks. Come on, Tails. Come on, Tails. Ah, shoot. All right. So they are going to take the first prize here. That is unfortunate for us. I think ultimately it's going to be okay because they've had kind of a slow start. I'm going to hold that. I don't know actually where I want it yet. I do know we want to play this potion. The giant cape makes our Wigglytuff have 160, but if we hit into the Rocky Helmet anyway, that does 20, and then they do 270s, that's 140, so that's 160 total. So yeah, I'm going to hold that for now. They're going to do 20 back to us, but we're going to do 20 back to them when they hit into us, and then we will get the knockout with the Wigglytuff, depending on any potions that they play. We're getting lucky here that our opponent's not really drawn into any basic Pokemon somehow. There's the concession. Yeah. I don't know how they didn't get any more basic Pokemon in that game. That's very unfortunate for our opponent. We got pretty unlucky not finding like our X speed that one turn. But we were able to get there because our opponent drew worse than we did. And sometimes that is all it takes. But let's try to get a real game out of this deck. I think this deck is very fun. And one of the coolest attackers to use with the Dialga EX. Obviously, there's other cool things like the Melmetal, the Heatran, those sorts of things. Licky Licky EX. But I do think that this is definitely more... The Wigglytuff is definitely better than the Licky Licky. The Licky Licky's fun, but I think the Jigglypuff or the Wigglytuff is better. All right, tough starting hand here. We're going up against the Infernape. All right, pass back to us. We have the Rocky Helmet. Pokeball, find us a Dialga. Very nice. That's good at least. We're going to attach for turn to the Dialga. I think we will Rocky Helmet the Jigglypuff. We are in a little bit of trouble. Obviously, fire hits metal for weakness, so that can be tough. So we are really relying on getting our Wigglytuffs going quickly in this matchup. This opening hand definitely going to make that a little bit more difficult. There's the Monferno. Hopefully we can find an X speed. They're choosing not to attack. That almost makes me think that they have the Infernape in hand, which would be tough. Yep, there's the Infernape. All right, they will get the knockout on the Dialga. So we definitely need to top deck a Wigglytuff. There's the knockout on our Dialga. We'll promote the Jigglypuff. All right. So it's just a sing angle here, but we can still get there. They did flip heads. All right, if we can get the Jigglypuff, or sorry, the Wigglytuff here, we do have the Cyrus to bring the Infernape back up. So we're not like totally out of this. And we can sort of sleep lock potentially for a little bit, which would make them unable to retreat. All right. It's going to be a sing angle here until we can draw into that Wigglytuff. Tails. Another heads. That means the next one's going to be tails, though. That's what that means. For sure. I'm assuming they have game here. Attach, retreat, and then dawn. There it is. All right. Unfortunate draws for us in that game, but that's the way it goes sometimes. All right. We're going to go into a game 3. Not much you can do. Fire decks definitely are going to be a tough thing for this deck in particular, but we also just did not draw anything that game. And that is TCG Pocket at times. All right, Tails, we're going second. That's great. Means we get the attach for turn down onto Dialga. Our starting hand is much better this time. Looks like we're going up against a fighting deck. Probably some version of Lucario. Maybe has the Rampardos in there. Just waiting on our opponent. All right, they've got the Doug Trio. Turn 1 red card. What world are we living in? Oh boy, we went from a good hand to a terrible hand. Turn 1 red card? What is this, the first week of the game? Crazy. All right, we're back in it. They red carded us into our evolutions, and we still got our basics, so we're doing just fine. I should have just benched that Jigglypuff in the last hand, but oh well. It's just like a habit from the regular TCG that until I guess like the Cloth Terapagos deck that can poison donk, there's just never a reason to bench more Pokemon until you kind of see what your opponent's playing. And so that habit comes over into TCG Pocket where it doesn't really matter as much. You should probably just bench all the Pokemon in your opening hand. You see the Mud Slap here. Just gonna hold that potion. Not in too dire need of it right now. There's the Doug Trio. All right, gotta hope for a tails here. All right, they got the heads. So they are immune to attacks. We're going to start powering up another Jigglypuff or Dialga, though, on this turn. It's going to be another Dialga. We will Potion now. And then Metallic Turbo for no damage, but we'll get the effect of the energy. We can't send the Wigglytuff up against the Kabutops. They got heads again. That's unfortunate. Probably should have sent up the other Dialga and just got the energy attachments. Because they are immune from effects as well, and we're weak to them. That was just a mistake on my part. That was dumb, but can't take it back. It's alright. They gotta flip tails at some point, right? There it is. That's what we were waiting for. All right, we'll take our first knockout here. Should be in an okay spot to... well, our Dialga knocks out the Lucario, doing 100 there. So we should be all right. The Kabutops could make things weird. I didn't even know this card really existed, to be honest with you. But that is actually super cool with the Kabutops. No way they have last card in hand is Kabutops. All right, cool. Got the giant cape. All right, that is basically exactly what we wanted to draw. Giant cape, gonna make our damage Dialga a little bit beefier here. And then the Rocky Helmet, gonna do damage back to our opponent, which is what we need right now. Wait, is this just basic Pokemon? Oh, this Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attacks. Okay, that's way worse. I thought it was your Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks. That would be busted. All right, so we just win this here. Heavy Impact will take the knockout. And there we go. Good game 3 with the Dialga Wigglytuff deck. Aside from bad draws in that game 2, I think this deck functions really well. And I really like the Wigglytuff EX as a Pokemon to power up with the Dialga. Obviously, there's a lot of options to power up with the Dialga, but I do think the Wigglytuff is really, really cool. So hope you give this deck a shot. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.